had to film this video a couple different times, and I feel like it's because the devil is not wanting me to tell this story. And honest to God truth, we're gonna get this story out no matter what. I don't care who's looking. I don't care about anything anymore. I'm just here to tell my truth and hopefully be a vessel, for God to not only use me, but for God to put me in the forefront so people can understand, like, if she's gone through this and I've gone through this, why not? You know what I'm saying? So, you're probably gonna hear some stuff in the background. I was called to make this video. I have you on this clip, this visor clip that I got from Amazon that I got from TikTok shop. When I say it's my favorite, I've just been in this woe is me mode and how am I gonna get this content together and blah blah blah, right? So let's let's give you the real version of me, right? Not the cookie cutter version of me, not the raw, not raw, let me not say that. Let me not give you the corporate version of me. I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all the north of me. I'm very polished regardless, but y'all about to get the real. So okay, God has used me and called me to make this video just because I was watching so many other videos. I'm in a phase that I'm gonna call God called it, God ordained it, something of the sort. God basically put it on my heart to make this video, and that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and make this video, and we're gonna go ahead and get everything that we can out, and we're gonna get all the good content that we can. So for me currently, right, I've been in this phase becoming the vision that I see for myself. I want to say since about 2023. I went from being in a very toxic relationship to now currently 2025, March 2025, to being in this very, I want to say enchanted. I don't know why that was the first word that came to my mind, but very enchanted relationship. We have a good relationship with God. God comes first in our relationship. We pray together. We talk about the future together. We literally are running an empire together, you might as well say. Out of all the things that I've been through, out of all the relationships I've been in, my partner now has been the most calming person, the most calmest person I've ever dated. She's been the most exceptional person that I have ever dated. I've been through, sorry, that's not my foot. I have been through a lot, right? And like I was saying, in that transition from 23 to now, before I met my partner now, I was in a relationship that was very toxic. It was more so, to me, like a love bomb type situation. And that young lady, again, whatever, it is what it is, wish her well. But it threw me for a loop. It put me in the worst headspace I've ever been in my life. And I thought that I never would have been where I am, right? Because, again, I'm not the one who puts herself out there. I don't expose myself. I don't like change. That's what I'm gonna say. Working in the medical field, right? Working in the healthcare field, I cannot not say I don't like change when healthcare is ever evolving, ever changing. You get thrown a loop, you get thrown 3 loops, you get thrown 15 loops in one day, right? Nothing is ever the same. Nothing is stagnant. Everything is ever changing. And that's kind of how I felt with my transition that I'm going through. Everything is changing. Everything is evolving. Everything is transitioning. Now, what I will tell you guys is that I'm a NICU mom. My baby, he will be 11 in May. And I think that's kind of what started me with like getting closer to God and just like understanding like miracles do happen and can happen. Not just because you've been praying to God about it for so long, but it's like God will provide what you need when you need it. Because my pregnancy was high risk. It was basically deemed that I was not supposed to have my son. Like, even with me having him, there was going to be delays, and he wasn't going to be up to par mentally, with the kids that was his age. My son is on honors. He has been on the honor roll. He has been doing wonderful. My son is like me. He's resilient. He's very empathetic. He knows things just like me. I always know things. I don't ever speak on them, but I know things. And I don't let people know what I know until it happens. And if it's called for me to speak about it, I will speak about it. If it's not called for me to speak about it, you're not going to I know. I call myself the pregnancy whisperer because I know when a lot of my good girlfriends are pregnant or I have an idea, I don't say anything until people announce it because that's sensitive. We don't talk about stuff like that unless like it's meant for us to celebrate, I also will tell you that transition, like the start of it, was majority. The start of it was basically what has brought me to this point, right? I worked in a children's hospital because that was a hospital that basically saved my son's life. That was a hospital that saved my son's life. That was a hospital that I felt called to give back to and felt called to work with and just be there, be present, be a vessel, so God can continue to use me through people, if that makes sense, and connect to people and connect to other moms and things of that nature. Now, my time there was great. I cannot lie. I met so many wonderful people. Even after us getting up out the NICU, met wonderful people. I will admit that I do miss the simpleness of it. I do miss like not having to worry so much about certain things when it comes to that job. I had to roll my sun visor down and cut my sunroof down because there was definitely a bee about to come up in here. Y'all are not gonna see that. Whoa, okay, sorry. My bad, friends. Okay, so back to me. Oh my God, sorry. Oh, that messed me up. Okay, that's funny. I'm gonna keep that in there. That shows you the realness of it. That shows you the sensitivity of it all. Jesus Christ. Okay, so we're gonna fast forward. So I had a lot of hurt with that relationship that I was in. I don't even want to call it a relationship. That's what makes it worse. It's like it was a love bomb situation. And again, that person, I wish no ill will towards her. I love her for who she is, and I pray the best for her. I pray the best for her. I see potential in her, but she has to see that potential in herself to boss up and be where she deserves to be. And I really mean that. I do. And I think it's genuine enough for me to say that again, being in that relationship taught me a lot about myself. It showed me kind of where I wanted to be. I didn't realize, like, okay, yeah, content creation can be a thing for me. I have a lot to talk about. I have a lot that I could offer the world with all these skills that I have. I'm not one of these girls that is just a pretty face. I'm more than my pretty face. Baby, we have brains over here. We got logic over here. We have strategy over here. I know how to make someone pop off if they need to. I could be a brand manager if I want to. I really could. But the way that I am right now, I'm going to go ahead and handle myself. I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I have what I need to make sure that not only does my content take off the way that it needs to, it reaches the audience that it needs to, right? That's what we want. You always want to make sure you reach the audience that not only is with involved in your niche, but you also want to bring out new people, right? So there are people who may, I don't know, there are people who may not understand the reason why I'm doing things. That's not for you to understand. That's for me. And it's a calling that God has placed over my life. So, point blank, period. What I will say as well, to keep it moving, keep this conversation flowing, I'm grateful for where I am in life right now. I'm taking a leap of faith. I've taken plenty of them in my life, but this was like prior to me having my son. And even after me having my son, I ended up, I want to say, taking a couple, but they weren't as like huge. They weren't as like life-changing as this one is that I'm doing right now, that I'm currently like in the transition of doing. I want to keep you guys on my journey of finding out who is Shauna. You know, I'm trying to change my socials. I'm trying to rebrand. I'm trying to not even trying. I am doing it. I have to give a lot of like credit to Chanel Richie. She is a YouTuber who I've been following for a very, very long time. And seeing her do a lot of things she's accomplished, and, you know, she's brought together a group of wonderful people who I can say that I'm forming bonds with, and it's just nice to be in a group of women, amongst a group of women who aren't catty, who aren't arguing about things, who aren't sitting here just comparing each other. We're uplifting each other, right? And that's wonderful. I think that's something that the world deserves to see. And it's a lot of her club that she's a part of, right, that she created. It's called Her Wealth Club. And every morning, when I tell you, like, I didn't take it serious at first because I was like, what's the purpose? I'm never going to be on this, that, or third. But then with me, when I put my mind to things, let me tell you about this June Gemini, right? When I put my mind to things and I go ahead and like force myself, like, girl, this is what we're going to focus on. This is the outcome that we're going to have. This is how long it's going to take. I used to not worry about like time frames and things of that nature. I used to be so go with the flow, like in the wind, like just like a paper bag floating in the wind. I had to quote Katy Perry. I don't even think that's right. I feel like that's wrong because I have not heard fireworks in a long time. But I really feel like that's how I am. I'm like a bag just floating in the wind and just going with the flow, going from here to there, right? But I started taking this Her Wealth Club serious once I started realizing towards the end of like 2024, I'm going to say around like November, I started realizing if I wanted to go somewhere with this content creation, if I wanted to go somewhere with, you know, being a generational break curser or a curse breaker, excuse me, being a generational curse breaker, being someone who is wealthy, and not just by the means of money. I mean, my essence is wealthy. The fact that I move in a particular way, there's just one me. I'm so unique, and I can do that. There are a lot of women out there that when you share certain thoughts with them, that's when you kind of like, you can pick and choose, like, okay, yeah, this one's for me. You're really a part of my girl circle. Or if it's somebody else who is just like, girl, I don't know, it just doesn't sound like you. That doesn't sound, you know, stick to what you know. Just stick to your comfort zone. Don't go out your comfort zone. Don't do anything out your normal, you know, things like that. That's not me. The way I am now, that's not me. I don't have people around me who do that. Like, there are certain things that I don't tell a lot of people because they say, you know, you got to keep some plans to yourself. And that's where I'm at. I got to keep some plans to myself. However, me and God are always talking about them on a daily. I'm always writing in that gratitude journal. I even told the ladies in my Her Wealth Club. I really did. And again, shout out to Chanel, because when I say she has been a wonderful mentor, she has been a wonderful mentor. And there are days where, like, when I've been at work and I, go through, we talk about our daily devotionals, we do our daily affirmations together as a group. We literally like hype each other up, right? And we tell our stories, or we're open and vulnerable and we're very transparent. Excuse me, that word would not come out. Big promo. Very transparent and just exposing ourselves to each other, right? I can say that her just like her comments and the way she has is always giving me some hope. It's always like giving me like that push that I need. It's always giving me that I got this. There is no reason as to why I don't have it. And then, there's another young lady. Once I get home, get settled and everything like that, and once I start editing, I'm going to credit the ladies that I've seen. I remember this young lady. I have a dream car, and I'm going to do it like everybody else says it. I have a dream car. My dream car is a G-Wagon, and I want an AMG. And Chanel just got her G-Wagon, like last year, I want to say, and got a custom pink, and it's so gorgeous, baby. When I say they did the customization to a T to how like my vision is, and when I can't even like get over how like good it looks. That's where I'm at in my life. That's where I keep seeing it in my head. I keep like, oof, oh my God. So I'm gonna credit Chanel's. I'm gonna link Chanel's channel down below, because again, if you are anything like me, you are switching your mindset. You're breaking like barriers down that society has placed upon us. We have to remember we are in a world right now that is very uncertain. But what is certain is entrepreneurship. And not to be funny, but I've watched a lot of TED Talks. I do a lot of research, because when I say I'm very serious about handling mine, when my 9 to 5 is over, I go to my 5 to 9. And when I say I am very serious about all the things that I am looking forward to doing, all the things that I am looking forward to accomplish, baby, you can't tell me nothing. All of these people out here, women, mainly Black women, they do say that by 2030, I want to say, is this statistic that I saw, by 2030, entrepreneurship is going to be like majority of the wealth, right? Not politicians, not celebrities, not what we're used to, the norm. People have to remember that there are a lot of things that this world is like needing and transitioning into right now, and we have to step up and be that. I know for me, I have a lot of gifts. I have a lot of skills. I know what I'm passionate about. And this is another reason why I'm making this video. I want to go ahead and like get something on my channel. I have shorts right now that are coming through and being pulled through from TikTok, but that's not helping us. That's not helping us. That's not helping me connect with y'all. That's not helping me connect with you guys. I will admit that this has been scary. When I say this is the most scariest thing on this earth, like sitting here, yes, talking to my phone right now. I don't have a camera just yet, but talking to my phone right now, like again, I'm doing some errands in the midst of like me taking off this morning just for mental health day right now. I am in a transitional phase. Like I said, my brain, I've been so focused on personal development. I've been so focused on getting more closer to God. I've been so focused on understanding what Spirit wants me to do, how God wants me to move through Him, how He wants me to show people and tell people about Him. I'm so focused on that it's like I feel the transitions happening. I feel the energetic shifts happening. I feel the energy changing for me. People do not realize that when you start opening yourself up to your higher self and you start pushing through those like quantum time frames and things of that nature, that's another reason where I'm going. So there's a young lady that that's why I was talking about my dream car. Let's go back. So there's a young lady that I remember watching her video a couple weeks ago. Her dream car was a G-Wagon, and she had it on her vision board ever since I think she said she was like 13, 14. And I remember I was watching it, getting ready for a meeting, and I'm sitting here just listening to her and like doing my makeup and everything. Like, I'm like, why can't that be me? And that's when you start feeling something different. Like, I feel a lot of things. Like, when I know something's real, I feel it in my heart. And when I feel it in my heart, I know that that's resonating with God. That's resonating with my spiritual team, my angels, my ancestors, all of that. People do not realize, like, that's who we need to talk to. It's not any witchcraft. It's not anything of that nature. You take us back to how many years ago when we were in our hometown, we were our homeland. And that's how our ancestors reached out to their ancestors. And it always makes me think about Black Panther. What happened to T'Challa when they stripped him of his powers, they stripped him of everything, and he basically was buried into the ground to do like a rebirth. And he got tapped in with his ancestors, with his father, the people in his lineage. I'm not saying that's what we have to do, but there are things that we can do a lot of things that is on YouTube that's for free, to help us get in tapped and in tuned with our higher selves. There's a lot of things that we can do to connect with what we want to do, where we want to go. You know what I mean? For one, with this car, right? I had a time frame in mind, but I have to also be realistic. But I also know that with me opening up my mind to knowing that wealth is not, and when you research it, I need y'all to focus and like research on what I'm saying. Wealth is not like a tangible thing. Wealth is, like I said, your essence. Wealth can be, how you move, how you walk, just how you carry yourself, how you embody, whatever you do. For me, I walk into rooms and I can tell, I feel the energetic shift automatically. I feel when people are looking. I feel when a conversation was about me. It's like I just know. And I can't explain it, but I know. It's like I had a work situation last week specifically, because I remember the day. There was a conversation going on, and I guess people don't realize, like, baby, I can read between the lines. It's whatever. There was a conversation going on, and I was able to kind of like pick and pull certain things. That's all I'm gonna say. I was able to pick and pull certain things. I was able to I was able to add it up. Okay? I was able to add it up and figure out 2 and 2 was 4. Okay? And a lot of people within my team, I think they think because I'm quiet and I stick to myself, or, I don't really give a lot of opinion, that something's wrong. Nothing's wrong with me, y'all. I'm processing a lot of this stuff. I feel everybody's energy when y'all don't want to speak up during these meetings. I feel everything. Just because it's virtual, when you're tuned in, you're tuned in. And that's all I'm going to say. When you're tuned in, you're tuned in. Again, like I said, I'm not going to go into too much detail with this 9 to 5. I have an amazing team. Everybody is sweet. And that's it. That's all I'm going to say. Because if I say anything further, I think that the real things I want to say is going to come out. We don't have time for that because it's a positive video. This is a positive video, girl. I think you're cute. I definitely can say, though, 100%. When God is ready to move you, he will move you. When you are meant to be in alignment with the things that you're supposed to be in alignment with, they're going to start coming through. It's just going to start falling into place like dominoes. Like, once I let go of so much energetically that kind of was tethered to me, once I let go to a lot of that stuff, people, place, or things, everything started falling into place. And we also have to remember it's only a test. It's only a test. It's a test to see how much of a no-limit soldier you are, right? It's a test to see how much you can handle. Because if you cannot handle all of this, right? Let's say, for example, with me, there has been so many like turns and tribulations in my life for the past couple years that if I would have wavered and don't believe everything that's going on right now for me will be taken off. And I can wholeheartedly say that and admit that. Like, it's been plenty of times where I'm just like, why, God? Why? You're not supposed to question God. And I do know that. But there have been times where I'm just like, why, God? What is it so about me that you know I can handle this? How do you know that this is meant for me? Like, how do you know that I'm the one to do this? And then once I started kind of switching up my mind frame and my mindset, thinking about wealth energy, thinking about divine energy, divine feminine energy, and knowing that we all have that within us as women, men as well. You know, it's a lot of things going on now that I'm able to rest in my femininity. I don't have to be in my masculine all the time. In my previous relationship, I was more so resting in my masculine energy because I was forced to. With this relationship, I sit back, let her handle it. I'm the princess. I'm the Barbie. I get to breathe. I get to breathe. She and my family, of course. Shout out to my mother. Shout out to my father. Shout out to my grandfather. Shout out to my grandmother. And of course, my baby, my son. He is the reason. I'm not going to get emotional. He's the reason why I do what I do. He's the reason that I don't give up. Because if I give up, that's going to show him he can give up on anything too. You don't have to put the work in. Everything can be handed to you in life. And everything is not handed to you in life. And it won't be. It was hard for a very long time. And I'm not going to lie. Like, and tears are not weakness. And I need people to realize that. Tears are not weakness. Tears are a release. It's your soul letting go of so much. And I have let go so much when it comes to being a mother. You know, I had expectations of when I had my son, and that situation also is something that didn't go as planned, according to plan, you know. But when I say, like, my son has the most amazing people around him. He has an amazing mother. He has an amazing grandmother. My father is so great to him. That's like my son's bestie. That's his shadow. My dad's shadow. My son is so, like, he clings so much to my partner and just admires her so much. And he is well protected. He has plenty of uncles, plenty of aunties, plenty of cousins, plenty of people who do not play about my son. And I'm grateful for that, because I didn't have that in some of my relationships previous. I didn't. I really didn't. But again, like I will tell you, because I don't want to make this video already long. I'm already at 28:17. When God puts something on your heart, you got to listen. And when you're ready to listen, when you're ready to take that leap of faith, when you are ready to take that dive into the water head first, that leap, jump, whatever, do it. Don't let anything hold you back. Like, when I tell you I wake up on a daily and I'm smiling because I know I'm fulfilling my purpose, and my purpose is to help people. And I had a very interesting conversation last week with a young woman who, she has a spiritual school, and I feel like that's where God is also calling me. I'm not going to speak a lot about it, but I will say I'm in alignment with so many things right now, and I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for the conversation I had with her. She has placed so much in my life that I didn't even realize, and then made me remember something that I had talked about for a long time, and I just swept it on the rug. It's like my brain forgot about it. She stored it somewhere and just forgot about it. And I remembered something. I think it hit me the other night. I was like, oh my God, this is what I was talking about all these years ago, and I can have it. This is what this woman affirmed in me. Excuse me, Spirit and God told her what I wanted, and she could see it. And the fact that you could see that, and I've talked about it with people, but it's been years, and you don't know me from a can of paint, so I never even put that anywhere on social media. I've never put that specific dream that I see for me on social media anywhere, and that was intentional. So that was a confirmation, not only from God, but my spiritual team, telling me like, girl, you getting there. You're getting there. You're getting there. But I think I'm going to wrap up the video. So let's go like this and just kind of like do a recap, right? I gave you a little background about my life, my son, how God has called me to be this beautiful woman that I am, where I'm going, right? So my ask to you, if you take the time, right? Imagine you take the time, you center yourself. You're in a room and you're just with God. You're just talking to God and you're just like, God, what is it that you want from me? What is it that you see me fulfilling for myself? Where is it in my life that you see fit that I can move mountains? I can be that chosen one. I can be that generational curse breaker. Where is it in my life that is it for me? Where am I going in my life that I can be in alignment with that? That's homework for you guys. And I'm gonna probably make another video to see where your head is at and see what's going on. I'm in the midst of, like I said, changing my socials. I'm not rebranding, like my girl Chanel Richie said. I'm not rebranding. I am definitely the brand now. I am changing my names on socials. So you can find me on Instagram right now under Divinely Branded. You can find me on Threads right now under Divinely Branded. I am on TikTok. I am Luminary Her currently on TikTok, and as you can tell on my YouTube space, we are switching banners. So by the time I edit this video, put it out, we will be Divinely Branded on all social sites. Look out for me on Instagram, Threads. I interact a lot. I engage a lot on Threads. I'm doing better with TikTok. I gotta get better, but I love you guys. This is not it. As in my favorite song, It Ain't Over. It's a gospel song. I need y'all to play that. If you get a song, this is random, if you get a song that pops into your head, right? I need you to look at those lyrics. And I'm saying this for a reason. I need you to look up those lyrics because I was playing with my tarot cards a couple days ago, and I asked God a couple things. And then I remember, like, just to make sure I was on the right path and like interpreting everything right, I ended up asking for an explanation. And God, it's like when I got the explanation, the first song that popped in my head was It's Working. And I believe it's by William Murphy. And I could be wrong. But I just know it's like, it's my season for greatness, for favor, to reap what I've been sown. Like things like that, right? And it's just like, ooh, I'm getting chills. And it was 3:33 on my clock when I saw that. My timer. But yeah, go look that up. We'll talk. I love y'all.